Welcome to Aurelia. Some stones hold the secrets of the earth. Others, well, they hold lies. These 10 held fortunes, real, tangible wealth, until, almost overnight, they became worthless. Ready to see how it happened? Let's get into it. Ranked 10th, treated tanzanite. Imagine a gem 1,000 times rarer than a diamond, with a color pulled straight from the twilight sky over Mount Kilimanjaro. Sounds incredible, right? So, how did it end up in the bargain bin? No, seriously. Discovered in 1967 in only one place on Earth. And when I say one place, I mean a tiny patch of land in Tanzania. Tanzanite was an instant superstar. But here's the thing, here's the dirty little secret. In its natural state, it's often a dull, sort of brownish color, not exactly screaming luxury. The key to unlocking that insane violet-blue color is heat. Now, when you treat it just right, the stone awakens. It's magical. But the market got greedy, right? It always does. As demand exploded, the treatments became aggressive. The market was flooded with these overheated, almost cartoonishly vibrant stones. And just like that, the mystique was gone. The gem, once declared a national treasure, became just another pretty rock in a costume jewelry catalog. Ranked 9th, Ethiopian hydrophane opal. Oh, this one is a tragedy. Picture a stone that holds an entire galaxy of fire in every drop. A rainbow so vivid, it literally seems alive. But this miracle gem had a fatal flaw, a secret it couldn't hide. It was terrified of water. Yes, you heard me right, water. In 2008, a massive discovery in Ethiopia unleashed these stunning, affordable opals onto the world. The market went into a frenzy. But then the phone calls started coming in, the emails, the panicked customer reviews. These are hydrophane opals, which is a very fancy way of saying they are super absorbent. They act like little sponges. If they get wet, their fire can literally vanish into a dull brown. Even worse, they can crack. Your beautiful gem could self-destruct after washing your hands. Buyer confidence completely shattered. A gem that looked like a miracle, but was secretly afraid of a rain shower. Ranked 8th, mystic topaz. Ah, mystic topaz, the official gemstone of late-night shopping channels. It promised a permanent rainbow, a kaleidoscope of color in a single stone. The problem? The rainbow was just painted on. I shake my head with a smile. The process was simple. Take a cheap, perfectly boring colorless topaz and give it a microscopic spray tan with titanium. The result? An irresistible, shimmering light show. But that magic was fragile. So fragile. The permanent coating could be scratched off by just, wearing it, or damaged by common household chemicals. It's like buying a luxury car and finding out the paint washes off in the rain. Once people realized the color wasn't in the gem, but just a thin film on the surface, its value evaporated. Poof, gone. Ranked 7th, blue zircon. This stone had more fire than a diamond, a blue so electric it looked unreal. And that was exactly the problem. You see, for a time, blue zircon was the industry's coolest secret. But that intense blue color, it doesn't exist in nature. It's created by heating brown zircon to insane temperatures. It's like the Icarus of the gem world. It flew too close to the furnace. This process makes the stone's internal structure brittle and unstable. It's known for chipping and breaking easily. But wait, it gets worse. It had the worst luck with its name, blue zircon. Sounds a lot like cubic zircon, right? The famous fake diamond? Consumers started mixing them up and sales plummeted. A beautiful, fiery gem silenced by a weak constitution and a really unfortunate name. Ranked 6th, Moissanite. Now this is a great story. a gem literally born from a meteorite, later engineered in a lab to dethrone the diamond. It was the ultimate rebel. But then, a perfect imposter arrived and killed it instead. When moissanite first appeared, it was a revolution, more brilliant than a diamond, ethical, and way more affordable. It was the undisputed champion of diamond alternatives. It was the cool new kid on the block. Until the cooler new kid showed up. That kid's name was the lab-grown diamond. Not a look-alike, not a simulant, but a chemically identical, real diamond. And as the technology improved, the price of lab diamonds didn't just drop, it fell off a cliff. Suddenly, you could buy an actual lab diamond for the same price as the moissanite simulant. The choice became obvious. Moissanite's market vanished, practically overnight. Okay, we are entering our top 5, and if you think those stories were wild, buckle up. If these peeks behind the curtain are blowing your mind, help us share them. Become part of the Aurelia community by hitting that subscribe button and sharing this video. We want to know what you think, so drop a comment below and tell us which story shocked you the most. Ranked 5th, low-grade natural diamonds. For a century, "a diamond is forever" wasn't just a slogan, it was a promise of value. Today, for a huge portion of the market, it's a broken promise. Get this, the diamond industry wasn't just built on flawless stones. It was built on the idea that any natural diamond, even the flawed, cloudy, yellowish ones, held inherent value just because it came from the earth. Well, that illusion has been shattered into a million pieces. Why? Because lab-grown diamonds can be made perfectly with no flaws for 80% less. The fundamental question for buyers changed. It's no longer, is it real? It's, now, what looks better for my money? The answer, almost always, is the lab-grown stone. And the resale market for all those low-grade natural diamonds, it's collapsed. Ranked 4th, natural pearls. Imagine a time before diamonds, before gold was the standard. In that world, the ultimate currency was the pearl, a symbol of immense power, harvested one by one from the ocean floor. Then, one man taught an oyster a trick, and an entire industry vanished in silence. For millennia, this was the pinnacle of luxury. Kings and queens would trade entire fortunes for a single strand. But in 1893, Kokichi Mikimoto perfected the art of cultivating pearls. He turned a dangerous game of chance into a predictable science. By the middle of the 20th century, the market was flooded with beautiful, identical cultured pearls. The value of natural pearls didn't just decline, it fell off a cliff. There was no scandal here, no deception. It was just progress, a quiet death by obsolescence. Ranked 3rd, glass-filled ruby. All right, prepare yourself. This one is pure madness. It had the fire of a legendary Burmese ruby, the size of a museum piece, and the structural integrity of a cracked window pane. This wasn't just a treated gem, it was a zombie gem, a Frankenstein's monster of the gem world. I'm not exaggerating. In the early 2000s, the market was flooded with these huge, gorgeous rubies at impossibly low prices. The secret? Lead glass. Dealers were taking the shattered corpses of worthless rubies, heating them up with glass, and letting the molten glass flow into all the cracks. It would bind the pieces together and make them look flawless. It's insane. The problem? The resulting gem was so fragile that it could be damaged by lemon juice. When the big labs exposed this, the market imploded. A beautiful fraud. Ranked 2nd, sunshine citrine. Ah, the sunshine stone, sold for decades as a gem of natural abundance, success, and joy. The truth? It's just common purple quartz that's been baked in an oven. I wish I were kidding. Real, natural citrine is incredibly rare. So where do all these gold and yellow gems in every jewelry store come from? They come from its less loved cousin, amethyst. Producers take mountains of cheap, low-grade amethyst, heat it up to a few hundred degrees, and voila! It turns yellow. They call it citrine and sell it. This was the industry's worst-kept secret. As people got smarter, the illusion shattered, realizing that 99% of the gem of success on the market was really just baked amethyst. Well, its reputation crumbled.
And in our #1 spot, ranked first, is the Andesine labradorite. This is the story of a gemstone that never existed. It was a complete red mirage. It had a fake name, a fictional origin, and a fraudulent value that cost the industry millions and left experts red-faced. It appeared in the early 2000s, a stunning red stone with the most beautiful story you've ever heard. It was from a sacred, unreachable mine high in the mountains of Tibet. Dealers and collectors went wild, paying thousands per carat. But you can't fool science forever. Gemologists got suspicious. There was no mine, no evidence, no record. The truth was a conspiracy of global scale. The stones were actually common, pale yellow labradorite from Mongolia. They were being secretly shipped to China, treated with copper to force the red color, and then sold to the world with the fake Tibetan story. The gem was a lie. The story was a lie. The mine itself was a lie. When the news finally broke, its value collapsed from over $1,200 a carat to less than $15. It wasn't just a treated gem. It was a grand deception, and it stands as the ultimate gemstone.